A very, very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the pre-launch of Eduguy Career Predictive Tool. 11 a.m. by my watch, and today we will talk about machine learning. Today we will unveil something very, very unusual. Mankind has come a long way, ladies and gentlemen, from the days of the Star Trek. You remember during our times we used to watch in the Star Trek? Well, we've come a long way. If initially we used to book those taxis at the taxi stand. Well, now it's all about Uber. Initially, we used to go and haggle from the vegetable vendors. It's all about grofers now. And that's where technology has reached. That's what machine learning is all about. That's what artificial intelligence is all about. That's what supercomputers were at one point in time. But today, it's not about supercomputers. Today, it's all about machine learning. And to introduce you about this machine learning and more about this, may I invite our chairman and CEO of Eduguy, Dr. Suborno Bose, who himself is a machine, and he will share with you what Eduguy is all about, the man behind the machine, the man behind Ecpt, and the man behind Eduguy. Over to you, Dr. Bose.
Very good morning. Thanks, Abdullah, for the introduction, and welcome all the teachers, educators, respected principals, and all the audience in this lovely, lovely Friday morning as we go forward and do the pre-launch of this amazing product called Ecpt from the stable of Eduguy. It's called Eduguy Career Predictive Tool, and this is going to change the life of millions of students all over the world. Now, in the next 1 hour or so, we will tell a lot about Ecpt and how Ecpt can really change the career of a million of young children, young adults who are actually very confused about their career option, about their career choice. They are not really sure, but over the last so many years, even when we were students, a lot of peer pressure, a lot of family pressure, a lot of friendly advice, and we actually did and studied according to that. But now, with the prevalent of the machine learning and the AI, the artificial intelligence, what we have done is that we have tied up with IBM. As we all know, IBM is one of the world's largest IT service company, and Eduguy and IBM actually jointly developed this amazing application called Ecpt, which will help each of the student, either they're in class 10 or class 12, or they are even younger in class 8 or even older as a professional, to find out what are the best career that will suit to their intellect, to their interest, to their character, and that will actually be not by accident anymore, not by default anymore, but by artificial intelligence. So it's very important. The artificial intelligence is now playing a huge role in education. So it's very important that the artificial intelligence plays a role in the life of our children. And that's exactly what we have done. And you would be actually very happy to know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time in the history that this kind of an AI-driven app has been launched in the world. I know there are hundreds and thousands of very respected counselor, but then it is not about counseling just by face-to-face. It's about career choice based on series of tests, very serious tests, and then the AI actually goes and do some work, which my colleague, the CTO Prabal, will explain to you at some point of time. And then we come out with 3 recommendations, and these 3 recommendations are the best 3 career option that a person can take in order to be successful in their career. So gone are the days of just being referred by the family or friends. I'm sure that still exists, but now you can actually have a much more objective analysis, about what you are good at and what you can actually do very well. It doesn't mean that you don't do very well somewhere else, no, but this particular AI driven app, after taking the ECPT, tells you these are the 3 areas or these are the 5 areas where if you study, you will become a absolute champion. You will become a rock star. You will become very successful in your life. And so for the first time in the world, this is launched IBM and Eduguy team. I tell you, we have got some absolute brilliant scientists in IBM who has worked for the last 9 months to develop this amazing product. And I think that this is actually as big a game changer as anything that I can think about for the last 50 years in the education ecosystem. And for all the principal, all the teachers who are always accosted with the question from the students, well, what should I do? Should I go for mathematics? Should I do commerce? I'm good in housekeeping. Should I go for home science? All this thing now can be given one answer. Take the ECPT test and you will know through the IBM Eduguy ECPT app in 2 hours, 120 minutes. That's all we want from you. Uninterrupted 120 minutes of test, and you know that what are the 3 careers which is the best suited for your future. So that is ECPT. Absolutely exciting times. I mean, obviously we all know we are going to lockdown times. We're going through the C-19 menace, the pandemic, but then these are the shining stars that's happening, and these are actually taking us out of pandemic. As we come out of pandemic, we come out not with the gloom anymore, but with some fantastic product developed by IBM and Eduguy. And with that, I think we'll go forward for the next 45 minutes, 1 hour, and explain all you wonderful people who have joined and who would be joining about what is this amazing ECPT is. Thank you very much for joining us. We are soliciting your support, your solidarity. As always, we need a lot of your blessing to make sure that this particular app becomes very popular and useful among your students. And we're sure that this will really be very, very mutually beneficial for yourself, your students, and Eduguy and IBM. So I'm Subarna Bose right now from the city of Joy, Kolkata, and wishing all the very best. Have a wonderful weekend and enjoy the next 45 minutes, 1 hour of what is going to be a very exciting presentation on ECPT, Eduguy Career Prediction Tool. And thanks very much for listening to me. Thank you very much. Over to Abdullah.
Eduguy. 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 Eduguy.
One of the interesting features is the students, the aspiring students who already appeared at high secondary examinations or will be appearing at high secondary examinations, they will be given a chance to choose their career through a psychometric test which is based on artificial intelligence. And this will definitely give the students a proper guidance in choosing their career from different courses.
Hello guys, this is an interesting thing that has come to your life, and this is called Eduguy Career Predictive Tool. Now, what is ECPT? I'll tell you what. Some of the brilliant scientists of IBM and Eduguy has come together to create a career predictive tool, which basically is based on a series of tests and some face-to-face counseling. So from now on, you don't need to really worry about all this. All you need to do is to use the Eduguy Career Predictive Tool and take the ECPT test. And the test itself will tell you the top 3 best career which will suit your intellect, your interest, and your character. And out of these 3, if you select one of them as your career, you are sure that you are actually pursuing the career that is best suited for you. Built by the brilliant scientists of IBM and Eduguy, you can never go wrong once you use the IBM Eduguy Ecpt. Remember, Eduguy Career Predictive Tool is going to change the life of millions of youngsters all over the world.
Now, deciding on a career is a complex task which requires you to take different points of view into consideration, do a lot of analysis, and be aware of all the different fields out there. Personally, I've done my master's and bachelor's, and during this lockdown phase, I was doing an analysis of my strengths and interests to come up with a specific career plan.
Children, they finish their class 12 and they go in for college. Children are at crossroads, for they do not know the career or the subjects they should take up for their higher studies. Well, the answer is simple, yet not so simple. They should do something which suits their personality, aptitude, and interest. So Eduguy has come up with this kind of a test. It has been conceptualized by Dr. Bose. It will surely be of immense help to them.
Eduguy is a career predictive tool, one of its kind. It's a very novel idea that has been conceptualized by the CEO and founder of Eduguy, Dr. Bose.
Eduguy has come up with Ecpt, which is actually a scientific tool which uses artificial intelligence and machine learning. It's a state-of-the-art development by the scientists from IBM and Eduguy, which will actually predict which career is best suited.
So think of a situation. I rewind myself back many years, some 30, 40 years back, when I was looking for a career. And there's so many questions that were in my mind. And I was really looking forward to talking to somebody who has the worldview, who can guide me, most importantly, understand me and recommend to me what probably is good for me going forward in future. So there's understanding involved, understanding me, giving the right recommendations, having known what is happening in the market and what's going to happen in future.
Don't waste any more time, because you owe it to yourself. Go and take the Eduguy Career Predictive Tool and be successful in your life, because the career which you will choose from the test will definitely be the best career for you. Go for the test today.
Ecpt is India and the world's first online artificial intelligence-driven machine learning testing tool consolidated on our Eduguy platform that provides the best academic counseling, where students find expert guidance in making the right choice of subjects and career options for their studies. Eduguy Career Predictive Tool is designed in partnership with IBM, of course, the world-renowned IT services company. This unique application was the brainchild of individuals who are deep-rooted understanding of the education and IT industry together. Good morning and a very warm welcome to all of you, all the school principals, teachers, students, and I'm sure some of the parents who are joining us here today on Friday morning. And this is a warm welcome from all of us from Eduguy team. I'm Anuradha Mukherjee, joining in from Namma, Bengaluru, heading the marketing team for Eduguy. Today, we are here on this platform to unveil the much-awaited AI-driven career predictive tool. We are here to announce the official launch of Ecpt. Now, considering that online browsing is today the most trending application pertaining to the comfort zone of the student community, Ecpt on eduguy.com platform has come as the perfect online friend, philosopher, and a guide for all the students. Youngsters who may be confused or looking for the right guidance while choosing their suitable career opportunities or subjects to study, ECPT will be now come very handy and an additional boost to their career choices. These assessments consist of a series of tests that use IBM's 3A career framework to measure an individual's capabilities, behavioral style, and interest. The 3As are attitude, aptitude, and aspiration. These tests have to be taken in the same order, that is attitude, aptitude, and aspiration. We need to ensure we dedicate 120 minutes and we have a steady internet connection and a desktop or a laptop, and very, very soon on the mobile. Now I'm going to touch upon quickly on these three A's that we talked about, and I'm sure all of us will also see a lot of other videos coming up, which will talk about these in a little detail. So the attitude identifies an individual's personality, which is a set of behavior, emotional, and cognitive patterns. And the aptitude section measures one's ability to do a certain kind of work, which is an individual's natural ability to perform any task. Of course, this is subdivided into 6 mini sections, which will capture closure, mechanical, numerical, reasoning, spatial, and verbal ability. And the last one, which is a very fun and an interesting test, which is the aspiration. It is an easy way to discover an individual's likings and what career they prefer in a very direct form. Now, a lot of youngsters are working with us as researchers with Eduguy ECPT team. They are interacting with students on a day-to-day basis, going to schools and taking survey forms, and of course not in the COVID times, but we are reaching out to the schools and collecting a lot of data and putting this up all together. One such young gentleman is here with us today in the studio, and I would like to call upon and not wait further, Mr. Ratul. So Ratul, over to you. Kindly bear with us. Ratul will be here in a minute.
You'll have to unmute yourself, Ratul.
Okay, sorry for that. Thank you. It's a pleasure to speak with you all today. So my background is that I've done my bachelor's in microbiology from Ferguson College, and I recently completed my master's in biomedical research from the University of Birmingham. So now I'm contributing to the content development process of the app. As already emphasized, an individual's career path will determine their entire life trajectory. So you have to basically analyze a bunch of different things for taking such a huge decision. Now, AI is a game changer because it's good at doing complex statistical analysis, right? And the nature of machine learning is such that over time it becomes more and more intelligent, and with the best minds in IBM and researchers like me, we're contributing to the software's brain essentially. So now, to build a futuristic India, AI-based solutions is a core priority, and especially in the edutech sector. You can read about this in the report of the leading think tank, Niti Aayog, the National Strategy on Artificial Intelligence. You'll see how Eduguy matches with a lot of this criteria, right, in edutech. Now, I've always wanted to be a part of the nation building process, and it would be great to have all of you in this journey as well. I'm sure students will find the ECPT a great tool for their career decisions. And I would also further suggest students to research into the top career choices that they've given. So for instance, they can feel like the combination of the first two is there might be some specific sectors in those directions. So I would recommend that. And I hope this excites everyone as much as I am. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you so much, Ratul. That was indeed lovely. Thank you so much for your insight, and your contribution to ECPT has been immense. I'm certain the session is getting very interesting. Our dear guests, as you can see, we are extremely excited and cannot agree more as to how much of a difference ECPT, this brilliant career predictive tool, shall be bringing in the lives of all students, parents, and definitely all educators. Truly a life-changing experience in just about 120 minutes. What more can we say ourselves? It was great to have a lot of people globally take up the beta test, and today we have a couple of them joining us to exactly let us know how they felt taking up the ECPT. Let me now take you to the gorgeous city of Singapore, where Rebecca, who teaches at the International School Singapore, would like to share her insight.
Hi everyone, my name is Rebecca and I am teaching locals and foreign students for over 10 years in international schools of Singapore. When it comes to career, choosing career path, students can get really unsure. And so I would like to talk about Eduguy, and it's a career predictive tool which helps ones identify skills, interest, passion, and equip you to give you a detailed description of courses and colleges that one student want to pursue. And Eduguy, it just not only help you guide with the proper career choices that you want to, but it also helps and clarifies your values and dreams that identify your strengths and create a plan for the next steps to move into the career that you love. So I would recommend Eduguy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rebecca, for all your support and a great feedback on ECPT. That was so encouraging. And now let me take you to the city of Kolkata, where Qazi Abdul Basit, studying in class 12 at the MP Billah Foundation High School, would be, of course, would be sharing his views, and definitely he has loved the experience. This is what Qazi has to say.
Eduguy, a product of IndiaSmart Digital, is a very advanced career predictive tool. Through its online test series, I am able to identify my strengths, and with the in-depth report they provided, I have a clear mind as to what career should I choose after my 10+2. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Qazi Abdul. That was indeed a very important response shared. And I'm certain a lot of youngsters looking forward to a very lucrative career would find this very encouraging and helpful. As we move ahead, let me now take you to the DPS mega city, where Ms. Kia Ghosh gives her insight on the product.
Eduguy is a career predictive tool, one of its kind. It's a very novel idea that has been conceptualized by the CEO and founder of Eduguy, Dr. Subarna Bose, and the students will really be benefited. They can undergo this personality, aptitude and interest test, and they'll get a better exposure. They'll be able to assess the talent within themselves, and with a lot of confidence proceed in life.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ghosh, for shedding light on the importance of ECPT in a student's life. Let me now take you back to the city of joy, our Kolkata, where Kritika, who is a student of Loreto House, shares her experience taking up this test.
Eduguy is a career predictive tool that takes into consideration one's skill set, interests, and strengths to find a career that is best suited to an individual. I'm personally very impressed with Eduguy because it has helped me divert my focus to an industry that is very different to the one that I've been pursuing. It's helped me identify my strengths and interests, ones that I'd always known I possessed, but didn't realize their potential in terms of choosing a career path. So I would definitely recommend Eduguy to anyone seeking guidance and clarity in finding a career. Thank you.
Thank you, Kritika. It's great that you found this predictive tool so helpful, and I'm sure it has helped you choose your right career path. You know, I'm certain all of you are wondering out here, how does this product work? What would this 120-minute test look like? And how would it be predicting your career recommendations? Well, to give you a little understanding and insight, we would be taking you through a small video which shall definitely dazzle you up and brighten up your day with loads of great insight. So let's watch the AV.
one of the leading educational services company in India and is about to launch its career counseling service called Eduguy Career Predictive Tool, ECPT, which is a state-of-the-art career counseling app powered by IBM. To take ECPT, go to the right-hand top corner and click on the login option. Enter your login details. The assessment consists of a series of tests over a span of 120 minutes only. One, which is attitude, identifies the quantities that form an individual's distinctive personality. It contains 42 questions and 30 minutes to complete this test. Step 2, aptitude, measures your ability to do a certain kind of work. The total time required to complete this section is 1 hour. It consists of 6 subsets. Last category of the test, aspirations, is an easy way to discover more on your interests. The test contains a total of 62 questions. You will have 45 minutes to complete this test. Completed all the 3 broad categories, you will be able to generate your assessment report by clicking on the report button. Eduguy Career Recommendation Report will show you the best 3 career choices for the student. Along with the top 3 recommended career choices, Eduguy ECPT also provides with an in-depth analysis on each test taken by the student with the detailed profiling of the student's area of interest and improvement. You have the option to download the report for further reference.
Hi everyone, my name is Smita Ganguly and I'm here to speak about a very new application that we stumbled across. As you all know, we are undergoing a very difficult time due to the lockdown, and especially so our children. And the children who have just joined class 10th and class 12th, the career path in front of them is not very clear for them. So during one of the evenings when we were just sitting around, and of course like every time the digital technology came to the rescue of giving some relief, and we stumbled upon an application called ECPT, that's the Eduguy Career Predictive Tool from Eduguy. And just for the sake of it, we tried it with my son who is now in the board exam. And we were extremely surprised with the results that came out. He is in the commerce stream and he tried the test, but the results that came out were not the regular productive results that you might think about. The career options that were given to him were absolutely varied and different than what we as parents would probably think of the child doing.
Eduguy Career Predictive Test by Eduguy will surely act as a fundamental point of reference for counseling for students and parents alike. Students in high school, in senior school, are often very confused because they're at crossroads and are unable to decide on the choice of subjects. Taking ECPT will surely be one of the biggest advantages for students, as it will help them make some very credible career choices. Students can find more than 2,000 career recommendations by taking the ECPT test. ECPT, the test, is divided into 3 broad categories of attitude, aptitude, and aspirations. This will help them identify not only the areas for improvement but also their strengths.
Good afternoon everyone, my name is Vishal Kumar and I just wanted to talk a little bit about Eduguy ECPT tool. During this lockdown, I know most of us, not most of us, almost the entire world was locked down, in their own houses, and just likewise we were in the same condition. During this time, I thought of utilizing this digital platform and see how I can research about my son's future. He is a very brilliant child, a very bright student, but still he was a little confused about where to go. So one day we came across this ECPT tool, which is Eduguy Career Predictive Tool. Fantastic tool. My son went through an exam and it came out with a lot of career options, which even I was amazed with. And the best part about the result was that the result was completely based on his interest, his mental condition, his psychological ability. And it came out with some amazing thing which helped us as a parent to guide our kid in the right way. So a big thank you to ECPT and the entire team of Eduguy for producing something amazing tool for all these youngsters. And be rest assured, I can certify that this is going to change many lives in future. So thank you once again, Eduguy, and we wish you all the success. Thank you.
Hey, so all this while I was thinking that fashion designing is the career for me. But after using the Eduguy career predictive tool and giving the test on attitude, aptitude and interest, I found out that hospitality is the career for me. And guess what? I'm not giving a second thought on that. Whatever ECPT has got for me, I'll go with that. Thank you, Eduguy. Thank you, ECPT.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to announce that our chat box is open now and we shall be inviting questions in case anyone would like to ask. Your questions would be addressed by our experts at the end of this session. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome Prabal Chakraborty, the CTO of IndieSmart Digital and also an IBMR, who would be giving a detailed technical explanation about ECPT and talking in length about the concept of machine learning and AI. Over to you, Prabal.
Hi everyone, I'm Prabal and CTO of Eduguy. We have heard a lot of jargons and let me try and explain it what it is. Basically, no two individuals are equal. Every individual has their own aspiration, aptitude. And to map that and predict someone's career is indeed a very complex matter. What we have done here, we use state-of-the-art machine learning as well as the artificial intelligence built in to map this aspiration, aptitude of every individual and put it in a very complex algorithm and suggest the best career suited for someone. In this context, artificial intelligence is the game changer. And this artificial intelligence that we're using is one of the best in the world and state of the art from IBM. So I'm sure and certain that the result driven by this algorithm is going to give you the best career option and not just the career option. If you have minutely seen the report while we are presenting it in the video, you will also see we have presented each one's strength and weakness to spider chart. So I recommend strongly everyone to take this test, and over to you, Abdullah, to explain further about this test. Thank you very much. In case there are any technical questions at the end, I'm here to answer that. Abdullah, back to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Prabal, and it was an absolute pleasure to be here and listen to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Just to let you know, this is the pre-launch and the tests will be live up and running from the 1st of August. However, my colleague Anuradha is mentioning her email ID into the chat box. Any teacher who wishes to take this test and see what machine learning is doing in predicting career tools can email Anuradha Mukherjee and we will be happy to send you a sample ID to take this test. Just to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, once this test is launched, the students can take this test at a cost of 2,499. However, the launch price will be 1,999, which means 1,999 will be the launch price for any student who wishes to take this test. But at this point in time, any teacher who wishes to take this test, any principal who wishes to take this test, we've got a sample IDs. Send an email to us to anuradha.mukherjee@eduguy.com. She has mentioned her email ID into the chat box. Quickly go and copy that and send us an email, and we'll be happy to send you a sample test ID to see it for yourself, to believe it to yourself as to what machine learning is doing. As I said in the beginning, that it's all about artificial intelligence, it's all about machine learning, it's all about deep learning, it's all about converting complexity into simple career suggestions by IBM. Ladies and gentlemen, as I say, our chat box is open now for queries. Okay, so I will quickly take the questions. It says, I would like to know whether the test is free. For teachers at this point in time, yes, we will give you a sample IDs, but the price that it will be launched will be at 1,999. The student can take this test. It is a 120-minute test that the student has to take, which will be split into 3 parts. And of course, this test will be taken at 1,999 per student. Okay, you can mention your questions here, and I'm trying to take them. The ID that we have is anuradha.mukherjee@eduguy.com. Dr. Sarita, thank you for asking this question, how to take that test. It's very simple. Write an email to anuradha.mukherjee@eduguy.com. Anu, I will also request you to put in your mobile number here so that somebody can WhatsApp as well for a quicker communication. And
Sure.
What we're going to do is, this test is very simple. We will send you a sample test ID, and you take that sample test, go onto the website, put in that sample ID and take the test. 120 minutes, and you will surely be surprised to see the kind of prediction the tool does for you. It is not artificial intelligence, it is machine learning. And this is the difference between this test. 2 years in the making with IBM, 2 years of research, and now this test is ready to be launched and rolled. Pre-launch today, and of course 1st of August we launch it big time. Mr. Ratul Banerjee says, students of all classes, I think that majority of the question will be answered in a bit. Yes, that's right. Ratul, thank you. And okay, Mr. Vishal Anand is asking, since the Eduguy will be an AI-based career counseling, will this be beneficial for opting for the post-grad, or it will be limited to graduation only? Well, it is limited to anybody who's wanting to explore what he wants to get into. Possible somebody has got into graduation and maybe he wants or she wants to take a test to identify whether they've taken the right decision or whether they've taken the right decision or not. So I think this test can be taken even by somebody in masters as well, so that they can identify whether they're in the right track or not. Why? Because this is a test by artificial intelligence, but by machine learning as well. And that's the difference. That's what IBM has said about it. Okay. Students of which classes should be appearing for ECPT? Miss Rishikesh Singh is asking, students of which classes should be appearing for ECPT? Students from class 9th to class 12th. Technically, if the student is in a school, that is where you come, and that is where you start taking the test from class 9 to class 10th. All right. Just bear with me for a second. I'm just trying to see which questions coming in. Which website do we have to go to give the test? Miss Sumbriga Sinha is asking. Well, we've got the test available at eduguy.net, but don't worry. We will send you the website. That's a test website right now, and we will send you the test website and the link to take the test. Why? Because this will be launched on the 1st of August. So we are happy to send you a sample free test ID for all the teachers and principals to try it for yourself. Trust me, just take out 120 minutes of your precious time and you see and believe it, the change it's bringing in students' life. I mean, for all the students who've taken the test so far, they have been bedazzled by the results that have come in, and they are really surprised to see the kind of precision that the test is answering. And that is what artificial intelligence is. You've seen this movie called Transformers. Well, that's what Transformers movie. This you can call it a Transformers of the predictive tool that we are talking about. It's a very sci-fi kind of a stuff that has gone live with with this particular tool. Mr. Manansuri is asking what all career path we can opt after pursuing BBA in finance. Well, for this, Mr. Suri, I can answer that, but I suggest you send us an email to Anuradha Mukherjee and you take a test. Don't believe me, believe our artificial intelligence, machine learning, ECPT app, and that will give you not only what career you should take, but will also tell you why you should be, taking that test. So How it works is that 120 minutes and immediately the result is published. And once the result is published, it will share with you the reasons why it has given you option 1, option 2, and option 3. So it will give you 3 options for your careers that you can choose. Option 1 possibly depending on your answers. So option 1, option 2, option 3. And it is not because it just thinks that it should offer you option 1. It will give you a scientific reason as to why you have, why it has suggested you an option 1. I will possibly take you in about 2 minutes to a sample test myself, and I'll show you what kind of report comes in. So I'll show that to you. Just give me 1 minute. Take any questions if that is coming. Sanchari, if you could just look for any other questions that we have, and we will be happy to answer.
There was one question, and I think Mr. Prabal would be able to answer. How is it going to be different, the test, the sample test and the actual test? Is it going to be any different?
Yeah, the pattern is same. Okay, there will be tests for all the 3. However, we have multiple question banks. So what will happen is, the actual test will have a separate set of questions coming at random, whereas the sample test will have a separate set. So in short, it is similar but not same. Okay, Anu, anything else?
Yes, there was another question. It says, does this tool include an insight into the EQ and SQ of the individual, which is very vital in the present and future world?
Absolutely, it will include. Definitely. The answer is definitely yes.
So another question from Rishikesh Singh is, can we appear for the test in split away instead of appearing in one go for 120 minutes? I would like to answer that, Prabal, if it's okay. Yeah. So these tests are all individual tests, attitude, aptitude, and aspiration. It is recommended that you dedicate 120 minutes and take these tests together. However, there is a possibility that you want to finish the attitude first, then want to do aptitude and then aspiration. So you can split and take these tests. So your tests, whatever you have completed on that particular category, will be saved on the system. I hope that answers the question. Another question, is this available for students now? We have some few sample IDs that we will be giving out to the schools, and the principals can redistribute amongst the students on request basis, yes. And we would love your feedback as well, very subjective and objective feedback as well. However, it will be launched in the first week of August, as my colleague Mr. Abdullah mentioned, and we will be reaching out to all of you with the link, and so that you can go ahead and take this test. So Prabal, there is a very valid question, and I think we need to answer that. It is from Mr. Vishal Anand. It says, we already have online career counseling, websites, and aptitude tests. How is it different from the other platforms?
Yeah, I mean, there are very many online options, but as I said, the game changer or the main differentiator is basically the state of the art AI and machine learning algorithm that we have used. And you'll find one or two others claiming that too, but no one till date is using the world leaders in artificial intelligence and algorithm created by the best scientists of the world. So I would say this is one of the most refined tests which will be near perfection. And that's what we differentiated. That's what is our USP.
Thank you, Prabal. There is another question from Dr. Sarita Tripathi. She says, comment on dermatoglyphics. Which one is better, test based on questions or based on fingerprints?
Yeah, let me try and answer this. Yes, I mean, we have fingerprint being interpreted. We have various ways of, various techniques of studying an individual. There are various techniques of studying the EQ, etc. of the individual. Okay, However, direct question with a direct answer is obviously more objective than kind of finding out what the fingerprint is going to say. So I would say, if you need perfection, rather use a Q&A method and the algorithm to interpret these answers to a psychometric process, rather than identifying some fingerprint and interpreting the person's failure or kind of other stuff.
Thank you, Prabal. That was very good insight on the questions that are pouring in the chat box. So similar questions on should the student appear sample or actual test? Of course, the actual test, but sample IDs are very limited, and on request basis, we will give it out to the schools to distribute as we mentioned earlier. And we will be getting in touch. You can drop in an email to me, anuradha.mukherjee@eduguy.com. I will also share my phone number in the chat box, and you can reach out to me, and we would work the test IDs and send it to you. However, it will be available for the actual test for the students, and of course, young professionals also from the August 1st week. We will reach out to you on the launch date. So over to you, Abdullah, if we have a few questions.
Yes. Okay, so I said I will show you a sample report. So this will be interesting. So the difference is that this report talks about what you're good in, what you're not good in, and why it has recommended you option one. So this is very interesting, and that is what I said, machine learning. I'll quickly take you to a sample report, ladies and gentlemen. What you see here on my screen is actually a sample report. So once the test has been taken after 120 minutes, it'll give you top recommendations, option 1, option 2, option 3. To the test ID, the option 1 it has given is education and training. Option 2 it has given is media and communication, and option 3 it has given is management. Now let me quickly go down. This is not the end of it. This is the beginning of the report. Now let's go in option 1 and share why it says this. So let me go into the personality aspect. If you see here, this is the algorithm that the machine calculates while you answer. This is the personality quotient, and it shares what are the dominant traits that we have, this person has, or the recessive traits that we have. So the dominant traits of this particular student was adaptability, boldness, creativity, and social warmth. And the recessive traits were enthusiasm and individualism. So I think these were the things because of which option 1 was offered. Also, if you see, let me tell you a little bit about the chart reading. What you see here is a chart that has been predicted. And if you see, boldness is dominant traits, and it focuses on point 10. The farthest angle is 10 points. The innermost circle is 1 point. So it gives you points and calculates as per points. And that is the machine learning that the machine does in the artificial intelligence. So if you see the adaptability quotient is on 0.9 here. Boldness quotient is on 10 point here. If you see social warmth, well, social warmth is just on about 7 points here. And actually individualism is just on about 3. It is not on 10. And that is why recessive traits that has been mentioned is personality. Let me go to aptitude quickly, and you will also get this report. So once you send this mail to anuradha.mukherjee@eduguy.com, she will send you a sample test ID, 120 minutes of your time, and you will get this report of what you want to get into. If you have children, please go ahead and give it to them and ask them to take this test. No problems. We will issue 1 sample test ID per email so that you can take the test and understand what this test is about. Aptitude, again, it says the strengths and areas of improvement. So maybe a student feels that he is very super and he is, just fit in to get into any industry. After taking the test, the strength will be verbal ability, closure ability, reasoning ability, and the areas of improvement for this particular student were numerical ability, spatial ability, and mechanical ability. So a student might feel that he's very good to get into possibly mechanical engineering, but the tool has not offered him because he's not good in spatial ability, and that is what one of the portions the test is all about. And you again see the verbal ability here is very high, the closure ability is very high, but if you see the spatial ability is just on 0.1 instead of 0.10. So the closure ability is high, and that's why the aptitude test is this is how it is featured. Now let us go in interest and in-depth analysis on the interest part. This is very interesting because see what happens, that spatial ability and mechanical ability is something that a student knows that he's very good in, and possibly he can identify that he is good in it or not. But this is something very interesting because once you take this test, these are the areas of high interests it has offered. It has offered aviation, media and communication, hospitality, management, education and training, design, defense, marketing and advertising. This is very unique because when I was speaking to the student, he said that, I always wanted to be a pilot, but I never applied for it. But I'm very surprised to see that defense features into my ability. And he was too shocked and surprised that the kind of detailing that the app has shown, because he said that the fact that in my high interest defense has featured is something has bedazzled and bedazzled him, and he was jumping over the chair because of the simple fact that he said that I always wanted to do, I always wanted to get into the Indian Air Force and be a pilot. But of course, I never tried for it because, there were a lot of other issues, etc. So, I planned to get into something else. But the fact that the high interest features defense out of hospitality, education and training, media and communication, aviation, marketing and advertising, defense, he says, is something that bedazzles me because I never imagined that an app will be so focused that it will capture the detailist part of my brain. So that is what the student said. I wish he could have been here today. A little busy. I wanted for him to be here and speak to you guys. And the low interest, it says, are all these low interest areas: merchant navy, engineering, architecture, food and agriculture, sports, nutrition, animation and graphics, computer application, natural sciences, maths and statistics, medicine, allied medicines, public services, law, finance and banking, commerce and accounts, risk management, economics, vocational. That's not the end of the report, ladies and gentlemen. If you scroll forward, you get a career recommendation framework from the report. You get into personality traits. It details what boldness is all about, what individualism is all about. It also gives you a detailed aspect of what social warmth is all about, and why it says that social warmth should be given to who all. And why have we given you social warmth? So it talks about that. It talks about aptitude categories. It talks about the verbal ability. Why it says your verbal ability is high. It just does not say that go for, your verbal ability is high. It mentions the reason why your verbal ability is high. And this is the difference between any other app and ECPT. As I said, it is all about transformers. It is all about artificial intelligence. It is all about machine learning. It's spatial ability, closure ability, reasoning ability, and mechanical ability. This report is available today for you at 1999 launch price, ladies and gentlemen, and 2499 for all the students. But for you guys, put in an email to anuradha.mukherjee@eduguy.com and you will get a sample test ID for all the school teachers, one sample ID per teacher that we'll be happy to issue. And of course, per principal. We have no problem. Take this test, get back to us. Anuradha has also put her mobile number as well into the chat box. Take her number, message her, WhatsApp her, and we'll be happy that our teams will be there with you to guide you about ECPT. It's all about machine learning, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have some other questions coming up, Sinchari and Anuradha, and we can quickly take that? Otherwise, we're running short on time, I think.
I think all the questions have been answered. The only thing is few of them.
There was one.
Yes, Anu, I think a lot of people are asking about the mobile application. They're all eagerly waiting. So can we go ahead and also talk about it?
Yeah, let me take that question. So
yes,
basically, see, when you go ahead and take a test, it's better you take a test in the wider screen. Look at any prometric test that happens today, SAT, GRE, CAT, whatever. They are always on a desktop screen, okay? Because when you look at questions, choose a multiple choice answer. At times you have to be very focused and think and respond. But the answer is yes. We are going to bring a mobile version, but I would say even when the mobile version is up and running, I would recommend to take this test in the desktop, and that's the reason why we have created a desktop version to start. Okay. Yes or no? Anything else?
There was just one question which says, will the test vary for the students if they're appearing from any classes, be it a 9th grader or an 11th grader? So would you like to take that answer? I mean, question?
Yeah, I mean, it will not. Basically, you know, the question patterns have been actually chosen to the IQ and EQ level of class 9 through class 12. Okay, and they're normalized for that. So we are not going to differentiate it, and neither we will differentiate it if some graduate wants to take it just for the sake of taking it and checking. So the questions will be same. It will be jumbled at random questions. Okay.
Yeah. So I think we have almost answered most of the technical and non-technical questions. And we have shared the Facebook link, which is right now going live. So you all can visit our official pages on the social media. We are on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. All our upcoming promotions will be posted there. So the official page is Eduguy Official for Eduguy, and it is on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Over to you, Abdullah.
All right, so that brings us to the end of this presentation, ladies and gentlemen. However, this is not the end of it. This is just the beginning. All you got to do is anuradha.mukherjee@eduguy.com, or her mobile number that's mentioned in the chat box is your single point of contact. Go ahead and put in your messages, and we'll be happy to share with you the details and, of course, the sample tests. Sample tests are free for teachers, the school teachers and school principals to take it right now. Students can also take it, but at the cost of 1,999, which is the launch price of this, which is not at all. Initially, the price was 2,499, but the launch price is 1,999, and 120 minutes of your time and 1,999 rupees can change your career. And yes, it does offer you different courses. It gives you different streams, and you can actually brainstorm. And also to share with you before we log out is that we will be launching a face-to-face career counseling as well in this application as we go into the 1st of August. So this is the latest announcement from Eduguy, ladies and gentlemen. It was an absolute pleasure to speak to you this Friday morning as we move to Friday noon. Wish you all the very best. Thank you so much for logging in and finding out about what machine learning and artificial intelligence is all about. This is the changing time. These are the changing times. This is the changing technology. And I guess this is here to stay. The Transformers is no more sci-fi. Transformers is reality. With this, allow me to leave you for the day thinking about what technology is doing human wonders to human minds. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for logging in. Absolute pleasure. This is myself, Abdullah Ahmed, logging out from our Delhi studios from eduguy.com. Keep tuned in to www.eduguy.com. Thank you for logging in. Appreciate you joining in. Thank you. Namaskar. Bye-bye. Take care. Stay safe and be home.